post, we're going to be talking about general health principles, and we're talking about the wellness spectrum, and we're talking about the ingredients to what it takes to get healthier. So you're watching this video either because you are suffering some type of chronic illness, or you might have some type of new problem that you never had before, or you're a person who's proactive about their health and is wondering how they can actually improve themselves. So let's just go over some general principles, and I'll direct you towards some other videos I've done that will continue this conversation. I've done some other videos that will further explain some of the broad strokes that I'm going to be going over in this one. So in general, when we're talking about general health and well-being, you can kind of put this whole thing on a spectrum or a line graph where on one end you might have illness and eventually death, and on the other side you'll have full health, full well-being. And at any one point in time, when I'm evaluating anybody, I got to kind of see, okay, where are they? And if someone is in a certain place, we can say, how can we drive that person better health? How can we stop them from going in this direction? And cell biologists tell us that cells, the little single cell animals or single cells in general, when they've studied them, they're never static. They're always moving. In other words, are they going towards survival? Are they going towards adaptation? Or are they actually getting sicker? And if our cells consist of trillions of cells, you can apply it into this system we call our bodies and our life experience. So the idea is, where are you on the spectrum? So when it comes to general survivability and thriving, our bodies need certain ingredients, and our bodies need food and water. So you can kind of look at this as fuel. They also need oxygen, and they also need nerve impulse. They need a brain that's working. That's the definition of death. When your brain stops working, you are dead. So if I were to cut these things off, take away the total quantity of these items, there's certain amounts of time that you would last. If I were to take away food, within 2 to 4 weeks, you would perish. If I took away water, within 4 to 7 days, you're going to get dehydrated and die. If I took away oxygen, if you've ever taken CPR, you know that within 4 minutes, oxygen being deprived from that brain is going to start killing off brain cells after 4 minutes. And then nerve impulse, that's instantaneous. You cut off the brain altogether, like I said, that's the definition of death. It's going to impede how healthy you are. And if you change these things in quality, in other words, if you change the quality of the foods that you're eating, in other words, if you choose to eat processed foods, if you choose to eat foods that you're sensitive to, if you choose to eat foods that are high in sugar, it's going to change the quality of how those cells are being built. In other words, the food that you eat is eventually made into eye cells that can see, and heart cells that beat, and nerve cells that transmit information. So the quality of the food will either put you in one direction or the other. Same thing goes with water. If you're not getting full components or full quantities of water that you need, if you're drinking coffee, sugary drinks, sodas, and not having pure, clean water, it's going to change the direction of where you are. Same thing with oxygen. Oxygen can be deprived from smoking. It can be deprived from not breathing correctly. It can be deprived from being anemic. Do you have iron deficiency anemias or B12, folic acid anemias, which don't allow oxygen delivery to occur to the cells? Oxygen can be dampened by postural distortion. As people age and their brains start to slow down and our posture starts to deteriorate, we don't get full expansion of lungs, and our oxygen concentration can start going down. As we age, we lose about 1% of our ability to utilize oxygen. So from the time you're born to the time you're 40, for example, you have 40% change in how your body utilizes oxygen. So these things change, and the same thing goes for nerve impulse. If you have alterations in the brain to body communication, if there's an alteration in how this communication is going through these nerve impulses, if it's changing the quality of that communication, are there interferences in the spine? Do you have a brain that's not firing equally from left to right? Do you have lots of stress which causes certain parts of your brain stem to overfire? Altering how this communication is going, you're going to ultimately alter which direction you're going in. Keeping a healthy nervous system, keeping a good amount of oxygen, whether it's through exercise or quitting smoking or quality of water, the quality of our food. A big thing these days is food sensitivities. If you are interested in that, I have plenty of posts on things like gluten and dairy sensitivities and allergies, these things that cause inflammation. So all these things are needed. You need the proper quantity, quality to drive yourself into one direction or the other. So this is a simple formula that can be followed in order to get you better again and get you back on the road to health. So I'd like to thank you for watching and make it a great day.